Hello everyone, welcome back to the TJOmega channel for day 1066 of our daily content grind, and I'm going to give you just a little bit of a PSA before we begin. So, we just found out that Patreon is changing how some things work for their system. Now, if you're already in and you're on my campaign, you don't have to worry about any of this. This is only a new sign-up thing. But apparently, because Apple is being Apple again, they're going to enforce a 30% fee on top of the cost it takes to subscribe to someone on Patreon. Now, this is going to take effect in November, and it's only going to be for new signups, and it's only going to be people for you who use the Apple version of the Patreon app to sign up. So please use an Android device, use your PC or laptop, use the browser on your Apple device. That works too. That will also circumvent it. Do not use the Patreon app to sign up for people on Apple. Don't feed their greed. And more importantly, don't spend more than you have to. My Patreon prices aren't changing as a result. I'm just going to advise people, don't use the Apple app to get it, okay? So there you go. There you go. Like I said, we don't have to worry about it till November. I'll probably drop a periodic reminder a couple more times as we get closer, but that's the news of the day. Just want to put everyone in mind at ease. If you're already a subscriber to my Patreon, or if you subscribe before November, no worries whatsoever. And then beyond that, just don't let Apple have any money. Okay, that out of the way. We need to do news roundup, and I'm going to front load the news. Normally I have this like flow of like, here's the major story, here's all the toys, here's the weird random stuff, and then here are like the offbeat things at the end. This time I'm going to front load it with everything Transformer 1 because there's a ton of new Transformer 1 stuff, and it starts with Takara Tomi's official videos for Brave Commander Optimus Prime. This is the $80 above leader class size figure that Takara is releasing for Transformers 1 Optimus Prime. The one it seems to be the one to get because it looks absolutely brilliant. So they released a quick promotional video which demonstrated a few of the way the flip out gun gimmick works, as well as the transformation. And I will admit, the transformation on this thing is actually a lot simpler than I was hoping for. You can see on the back the front end of the truck because he's using a fake front end of the truck. It's, you know, it makes for a clean transformation, and it looks like a beautiful representation of this Optimus Prime, but the transformation might not be as stunning as I expected it to be. It might just be really big and feature loaded, but it still seems like the version of this character. So I'm sure we're going to get some more as we get closer to the date. In fact, we actually got someone who showed off a little bit of what it looks like in hand. That's the Studio Series Deluxe doing the "Don't talk to me or my son ever again" meme. So you get an idea of just how huge this toy is. Yeah, absolutely gigantic representation. It's going to be weird having so many versions of this Prime all of a sudden existing in the world. I've already got the Warrior class version, or I'm sorry, the Prime Changer. And now we're looking at the Deluxe that's in my pile of loot at Big Bad, and then, yeah, that big guy in December. I hope I like this movie, because it's going to be a lot of new Prime. It's a lot of Hemsworth Prime. Now, if you're impatient and you're in a major metropolitan area, you can go ahead and see Transformers 1 on August 15th. Atlanta, Austin, Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, San Francisco, naturally, absolutely nowhere close to me. This is one of those things where, like, yeah, if this was airing in, like, Miami, I'd probably go. I would probably make the trip just to see it early. But no, I have to wait. I have to wait because it's not coming anywhere close to me. I like that they're doing so many of these early screenings because it means they're not afraid of bad word of mouth from like the hardcore fans who are going to go out and see it first. That's confidence. And so far from everything we've heard, it's going to be a good movie. So this gives me good feelings. Moving on, what else do we have? We have new posters for it. New character posters featuring the names of the actors and actresses for the movie. So here's Chris Hemsworth's Optimus Prime in this very cool dynamic shot. There's Megatron, Brian Tyree Henry, looking really, really cool there. I like the different color tones are going for on all of them. There's Elita, Scarlett Johansson, of course. So weird. It's so weird. Elita 1 has this stuff now. And then, of course, you got your Bumblebee, Keegan-Michael Key, looking really, really good. Everyone else is driving in from the right. Bumblebee just has to be different and drive in from the left. You know how frustrating and annoying that's going to be? You imagine someone, like, wanting these movie posters who's completely OCD and, like, wants to put all 4 of the posters up next to each other as this big marquee thing in his movie or collection room. And one Bumblebee. Bumblebee's going the wrong way from everybody else. Oh, I'm not even OCD, and that would drive me nuts. Oh, why'd you ruin it? Why'd you ruin it? If you want a little bit more of a all-in-one poster, this also was found at US retail. This one's actually weird to me because, like, the way that this is laid out reminds me of like some like it reminds me of like a knockoff T-shirt you get out of China or like a bootleg seller at a flea market or something. It looks like they just found random art assets and threw them together. Especially because they put Sentinel Prime in the center. We hadn't even seen Sentinel Prime on any of the posters to this point, outside of, like, maybe a very small shot in a group photo. But it was Optimus and Megatron at the lead. Like, this is weird to kind of like front load Sentinel. Yeah, that's an odd call. I'm still not sure how. We've only seen like one clip of him, and that's him confronting the Quintesson. So we have no idea how much of a role he actually plays in the movie to get front and center. The only real news to this, outside of just a nice look at Sentinel, where he's not being grappled by tentacles, we got confirmation of Starscream's jet mode. We've seen it on packaging, but this kind of confirms how it looks in the movie. And then we see Soundwave's alt mode, and who let Bumblebee Soundwave's alt mode out of the vault? Now, I'm not as opposed to it as a lot of people are, but I do acknowledge there's a lot of people who really do not like that vehicle mode. There's no such thing as a tape player on the planet Cybertron, so I'm going to give this one to them. It's a similar shape. It's a spaceship. It makes sense. I'm going to go with that. Now, does your kid want to dress up with these characters come Halloween? Because this movie is arriving right on time for Halloween costume sales. So, they are handling it themselves. Here is the Bumblebee. Look a little bit gritty and gross there, but, you know, traditional plastic mask costume. Yep. The ones where I was always worried about the plastic cutting my eyes. They were way more detailed than when I was a kid. Elita 1 costume. And yeah, it's just amazing to me to like see Elita 1 as a character just like raise in value to the point where she's getting things like Halloween costumes. This is probably the neatest thing for me, is that they are actually releasing an affordable Matrix of Leadership. Like, Matrix of Leadership replicas like this are very few and far between. Like, I've got a statue one that's like well over a decade old at this point, and it's the only one I know of that looks like the Matrix that you can pick up. You can theoretically put your fingers inside like you're supposed to. I can't remember. There's only a few. Like, they don't do like just a replica Matrix often enough, but this is going to be a simple, like, kids one. It's battery operated, so it lights up and everything. Nice kid-sized hands, so, yeah, it makes for a nice little prop if you're in the Optimus Prime costume. You know, and I like that, like, the one we've seen from the movie so far has been all gold in color. This one is, like, more classically designed. And here's your Megatron. I'm sorry, he kind of looks... There's something about how the Megatron looks that just kind of looks like I am a walking bag of trash. I think it's the helmet. Oh man, you're gonna have to love Megatron in this movie for some of these things. Oh well, if a kid likes it, who cares? I think it's just cute that we're like getting costumes for everything. Okay, that's what we got for Transformers 1 for the week. I'm sure we'll have tons more next week. Let's go into proper toy reveals. So Takara showed off the official images for their 40th anniversary LioConvoy release. We went over this in a recent video that I'm kind of frustrated at these inferior versions being released first so they can sell a better one later on. It's planned obsolescence. It's really scummy, and you know, it's not even planned obsolescence, because it's not like the first toy like degrades or like wears out faster by intention. They just don't make it good the first time. They wait until the second round, but they don't tell you when a toy is getting a second round or not, which makes it very annoying. That said, Takara made sure that their version of LioConvoy was screen accurate, and you can see the mane and the head on the lion are so much better than the US release. He looks so good. Look at that robot mode. You've got extra abs painted in. You've got little touches and changes to the paint apps to make him a lot nicer looking. You got the little bit more silver on the inner thigh. The longer blades. It wasn't just the fact that all of his lion fur was redone to be anime-esque and match, you know, the character model. It's also the blades getting extra long. Really, really cool to see. Yeah, this is the definitive one. This is the definitive one. So, get your current one sold on eBay quick, because replacement's coming. They showed off a painted example of it at a recent show as well, so, you know, just to kind of confirm that, yeah, this is how it's going to look when it's not a digital render or touched up in Photoshop or anything. Still looks really nice to me. Looks like they've done a very, very good job on it. I'm just shocked that they didn't do this first. You know, that Hasbro sculpting, like, removed screen accuracy for the sake of being more realistic, which was the thing they did for Kingdom, but it really did result in some characters not looking correct in their beast modes. LioConvoy absolutely suffered the worst. Nice to see Takara fixing things, though. Takara back to doing Takara things, of releasing the better version of these toys. Alright, let's take a look now at the upcoming Deluxe toy-accurate Optimus Prime. It's fascinating to me. We got a little bit of behind the scenes from Hasbro since this toy was announced. And kind of a little bit more revealing about this one. So, the teams for Studio Series and Generations are different. So that different designers and different engineers will work on similar projects sometimes and come up with very, very different results. So obviously we have what a toy-accurate G1 Optimus Prime figure would look like today, with modern engineering, modern styling, and sensibilities. And it does kind of come across as like the low-cost version of the recent Missing Link convoy, which is completely fair. Does he actually come with two blasters? If he comes with both the blasters, that's actually awesome. That's actually cool. Yeah, and the vehicle mode looks fine. You know, it looks solid enough. You can see where it's a little bit off, but not to an extreme degree. I can't wait for people to see this thing in a store and buy it, going like, oh, it's nice to actually have the Optimus Prime I grew up with again, and like they have no idea it's a completely new figure. Because you know, when it's in your head, like you don't think of it as anything. It's just like that's what it was, right? Nah. Some people get confused. Not most of them will know though. Most of them will know. Still looks cool. I'm fascinated by it. Getting him and Missing Link side by side are gonna be fascinating. All right, we have Mark Marr joining us once again to do some behind the scenes. This time on the brand new Leader Thundertron set for the Star Raiders. Nothing terribly weird here outside of a little bit of weird lore stuff. So apparently Calcitron, our brand new armorizer, is supposed to represent living Energon brought to life, but you know, Energon to me is still purple and pink. You know, that's the original, that's the OG. We didn't get blue, like technically Beast Wars, but it's still like, that's indigo. It's still more purple than anything. Blue Energon didn't get to be a thing until like Energon, ironically. Regardless, it's nice to see a little bit more colorful one. I would have gone with the ice motif myself as far as like ruling it away. We also got some confirmation that Night Strike is indeed based on the RID 2015 character, so that's a nice thing. And apparently the idea of just making him a blue rat bat came to mind until they realized there is an alternate head sculpt that they've only used once. So they decided to go and use that to make it a little bit more special, and they threw in an RID 2015 homage while they were at it. I'm still looking forward to the set. This is a weird set. There's all of our armorizers together, sans the repaint of Boulder Crash. I really wish they had done the copter more. Obviously, there's still time. Like, I'm looking at this and going, like, I would have loved to have seen a proper Energon purple. I would have loved to have seen a alternate for, that would be the good one for Shard. That'd be a great repaint for Shard. Strangely enough, I actually wanted to see translucent, because a lot of the rock detail on these is not stress bearing, so I wouldn't really have minded seeing them like done up as like jewel characters. There's missing opportunities here. There are. Though I will admit they tried to do translucent with Shard, and then Takara said, no, clear plastic won't hold up. Takara knows. And then this little like splash shot they found just to kind of like throw some lore of this whole thing together. So yeah, it's a fun little behind the scenes. Someone got their hands on the brand new Leader Class Soundwave, which is to say it's a brand new run of the Netflix Soundwave done with pretty much the exact same deco as far as I am aware. I don't think there's really any changes that were made to it. And yeah, here's just a photo album. Here's all the cassettes he comes with. It's Rumble and Ravage again. It's weird to me that really the big and only real draw to this set is the fact that it's Buzzsaw, and that you, who have been looking for Buzzsaw to complete your set of cassettes this whole time, you will now have to buy yet another Soundwave and end up with another Rumble and another Ravage as a result. This is getting really stupid and redundant. It's getting frustrating. I really would have preferred if they had actually gone through the effort of extra tooling to actually make like Slugfest and Overkill. Those are the only ones who appeared in the cartoon that do not have updates for this Soundwave yet. And I say yet because there's still potential room, because we don't have an 86 Soundwave yet. And I presume that's going to be the one where all the tooling from the original Siege version is gone. Everything looks a little bit more cartoon accurate and cleaned up, potentially white instead of gray. That's what I'm expecting here. Needless to say, I know a lot of people paying $55 to get a Buzzsaw soon. I may or may not be one of them. I'm going to start putting things on eBay again soon. So, if I put up a Soundwave, don't ask questions. Don't. Alright. Okay, we had these potato quality pictures before, but now we have the official images of our brand new Deluxe class Terrans for Earthspark, starting with Aftermath, and Aftermath looking decent. We have the Takara version. The Takara version is out. People have actually gotten it in hand, so we already have the superior paint job, but this is not terrible, and he looks nice and beefy in box. He looks like he's hollowed out quite a bit in order to actually get him up to a more proper size for the character, because he is properly big. That's what they have to do these days. I'm not going to begrudge it for the price point these Deluxes come out at. So, but still, not a bad looking design. If you have to get the Hasbro version, either because convenience or cost, doesn't look too bad. Yeah, and then Jawbreaker is odd. I'm not sure why they went so heavy with like this like metallic yellow. Along with the orange. It looks like his hands got dipped in butterscotch. I really do like the Takara version of the deco more on this one, especially in the beast mode. Ooh, the beast mode is not working for me with all that bright yellow. It's not. Now the fun thing about this is that this guy is like properly beefy, like where he is like kind of a biggish Deluxe for this line in the robot mode. Apparently he expands out a lot in the actual beast mode, to the point where, yeah, he kind of looks Voyager size. So he's going to be worth your money if you're a fan of this show, and if you want a Jawbreaker in your life. Yeah, it looks like this is going to be a pretty beefy one for the price. I'm looking forward to it. I've got mine ordered out of Japan. So I'm sitting on that one until I can get it shipped out to me. Still, we got more on the way. The line's not quite dead yet. And to further that, our brand new character Spitfire is also getting new toys. This is the one-step changer of Twitch repainted into Spitfire. It's a nice looking figure. It's a repaint, simple as that, but it's not a bad looking mold in those colors, and it is a decent looking one-step figure. Like, you look, that's a decently proportioned, character. She doesn't look too bad. And then, like, the drone mode actually doesn't look too bad either. This is actually fairly well done for a one-step changer. So yeah, more on the way. It's trying to die, but it's not there yet. Here's the most random update that I didn't even think we would be talking on ever again. Remember Nezha Transformers? The Chinese cartoon that was going to come out? That had like 2015 and like, or is it? It's not 2015. It was, it was Cyberverse models. Yeah, so that's apparently still coming out. We actually have info on it now. We have a trailer that I can't show you for copyright reasons. And it's kind of cool. Like, they added Prowl. Prowl's like a full member of the cast now. So we actually get to see him. Apparently, according to the trailer that we've seen, they've actually modified a lot of it from what we originally saw. So we have 52 episodes. It will be released this year, but we don't know when. Story is about a kid, Zhao Za. Well, I'm not going to try and pronounce the Chinese name. I apologize if I butchered that. Who's dreamed of becoming a great hero like Nezha and the Transformers. This is tapping Chinese mythology, by the way. One day while sleeping, he's suddenly summoned to Nezha's world, where he also finds the Transformers. So it's an isekai, where Nezha's world and the Transformer world are the same. Or it might be like, where the Transformers isekai? Did Optimus Prime hit this kid? Oh no. Oh no. So yeah, it's been retitled to My Nezha and Transformers. There's an English subtitled version of the trailer up. I'll let you go to TFW 2005 and get the link for yourself. But yeah, it's going to be a weird one. I don't know if there's going to be any way to see it in English, but, it's actually going to happen. Believe it or not. Someone got this in Walmart, Canada. This box ended up containing an entire wave of deluxes. So we've got, just mainly the current wave, right? What's weird about this box, and like, see how it unfolds into this like really cool display, which is weird because it's G1 Metroplex artwork. It's year 3 artwork on Legacy United packaging. But this is kind of weird. Yeah, it's listed for about $100 US, 140 Canadian. And yeah, you're just getting 4 deluxes. And we don't know if it's going to be available in the US or not. What strikes me about this is that the style of the box and the way it's packed absolutely feels like the press kits that Hasbro used to send off to big websites like TFW 2005 or major like Transformer influencers. I'm probably blacklisted, so I've never gotten one of these. But it really does feel like one of those boxes. It's kind of weird that they're choosing to release it at retail like that. Odd. Very odd. Alright, a little bit of Skybound news for us for the week. Now, this is tangentially connected to Transformers because this is the origin of our brand new comic book universe. This is the announced 10th printing of the first issue of Void Rivals. This is their gold printed version. It's kind of amazing. This is a brand new IP, just going off of like the boost of like, we have a Transformer character in issue 1. And the interest that people have in this thanks to the Transformer books being so good, I'm shocked. It's extremely rare for a comic book to go to a 10th print cycle. And that might be because this is a very low run print comic book. But the fact that they had to print 10 times in order to meet the demand is incredible. That's a lot of really unexpected success for this book. Yeah, I mean, we got some new covers here. Another one featuring Jetfire or Skyfire, whichever you want to say. There's the Skuxoid, who's become a thing in the book. There's another shot of them. almost discovering Jetfire in the sands. So yeah, it's congratulations to the team, because that's really, really cool to make it that far. Also, in the news, we also have a brand new one-shot coming out, from Skybound, called Transformers' Worst Bot Ever, featuring a Decepticon named Ballpoint, who's apparently the most useless of all Decepticons. It's a comedy book, so this might be fun. It's going to be a really weird bit of lore to read in TF Wiki someday for somebody, but it's about to happen. We're going to have a transforming pen. And to wrap us off, one last weird toy. Transformers Bop It is out. We might have covered this, but I don't remember talking about it. So apparently, features a traditional transformation noise. It has apparently some voice-activated some voice features when you start it up. If this is actually Optimus Prime, Peter Cullen, telling me to bop it, pull it, twist it, I'm going to buy it. Just for that. Someone in the comments tell me if it's like the traditional bop it sound effects, or if they actually have an Optimus Prime voice saying it, because that would be hysterical and amazing. But that is going to be it for the news for this week. We had a lot to talk about. So thank you for sticking around for a longer news roundup than usual. As always, I do appreciate it. And as always, I will see you next time.